we have three awesome, scary comic books to talk to you guys about today. We're going to talk about the Amazing Spider-Man one-shot, Fear Itself, Batman Detective Comics number 852, and Hexed number 1. So let's kick it off talking about the one-shot Amazing Spider-Man Fear Itself.
Indeed.
What did you guys think about this issue?
I thought the art was fantastic.
Agreed.
The one bone I had to pick is I always get upset when somebody who you consider to be a smart person does something dumb. Like I felt like throughout this thing, obviously Man-Thing was trying to tell Spider-Man, but he was not picking up on it, where it's very obvious from the first panel.
Just very quickly, in case you don't know what's going on, this is Spider-Man Man-Thing one-shot story in the Brand New Day story continuity.
Right, which makes sense because that's the current continuity.
There you go.
Smart choice,
I
Marvel.
didn't think it was in the...
Tip of the hat.
Really? It's in the current continuity?
Yeah, he's hanging out with that girl, Carly.
Yeah, it's a practically...
I wish it wasn't in the current continuity.
He ruins the date anyway. Man-Thing is a character... I like Man-Thing, though it's like... Man-Thing's pretty much Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Which was kind of sad.
Yeah, well,
the way they
one of those things where they ripped off back and forth.
Yeah. And they both kind of occupy the same cool, like, mysterious creature. And I really like this story. And like you said, the art's fantastic. It's the kind of Marcos Martin style.
I actually thought it was a little more like Kari Andrews.
Oh, that's fair.
Thank you.
But I like the kind of
that.
pastel, the, like, washed out look is what I guess I mean.
It's great.
I love it.
I mean, this issue is worth picking up for the art alone. Yeah. As for the story, I think, it's well done. It's not breaking new ground or anything like that, but it's what you'd expect from a Spider-Man Man-Thing story.
Yeah, and it's kind of sad, very melancholy little tale. I like that. It was nice.
Yeah.
One thing I'm sick of is the Agents of Atlas preview in the back of these books.
Oh man,
it is making me not want to read Agents of Atlas.
Super
otherwise, I want to read Agents of Atlas.
And reading Hercules, I'm so into Namora right now. And then seeing her on Agents of Atlas, I feel like I'm seeing her cheat on Hercules.
Yeah.
And I love their relationship.
I just
don't pick up the Agents of Atlas preview.
Tear off the last 3 pages.
We want you to go into comic shops all over America.
No, we don't.
Rip the back of comics off.
No, we don't.
And then mention our names at the door when you
be like, these guys.
No,
be safe.
Justin and Alex.
Pete LePage sent me.
Pete loves you.
Email.
Yeah.
All right, but let's move on. Talk about Batman Detective Comics 852, or should I say, Hush, Faces of Evil.
FOE.
So scary.
FOE foe.
So scary. Yeah, I don't know. This is good.
I really like this. I felt like this was one of my favorite reads this week. Just because sometimes when you read an arc and they kind of give you that last page of, is he dead? Is he alive? What's going to happen? They actually picked up on it and did a really good job of giving you another comic, which I didn't think I would get out of it. I felt like it was just going to leave it hanging, what's going to happen to Hush, and then later he'll come back and we don't know what happened.
Well, one way it was easy to pick up on this is it happened like 4 issues ago, which that was one of the things that bummed me out. I was like, I just had to deal with Hush for like a number of issues.
No, but I thought this was really
I really liked it. It was a great story. It's Paul Dini at his best, where it's like taking a character in an interesting position and really exploring.
And a great last page. Fantastic last page.
I like this better than Heart of Hush.
Oh, way better than Heart of Hush.
Yeah. This is so much smarter. I think, Paul Dini writing a Batman comic without Batman that completely works. And doesn't feel like, oh, you're writing this because Grant Morrison didn't tell you what was going on. It works as a Hush story. It works as a Batman story. It's him doing, this is a 2-parter, but essentially one-shot mysteries again, which I think is great.
But I'm saying, like, if the Heart of Hush had been, like, say, a year ago, this would have been such a smart story. Because
too much time would have passed. I wouldn't have cared.
No, but then it's like, oh yeah, Hush has Bruce Wayne's face, so it's so cool. Yeah. Bruce Wayne's out of the picture right now, so he's replacing him. So great. It's really great.
But you have to do the story now because this is when Batman's out of the picture.
Definitely. I understand what you're saying.
This is a great issue. Once again, Dustin again.
I'd say it's definitely a pick-up. You should pick it up. Check it out.
In a good sense, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't kill the issue for you.
Yeah, he kills it like an awesome murder, like Pete.
Yeah.
Wow, that was
Take that, which you will.
this is
I like the Punisher.
Exhibit 5A, by the way, Judge Jones.
We have a lot of evidence
Jones.
about the triple murder that won't occur, or double murder suicide. Double murder suicide.
Yeah,
It's gonna be just
we just
double
the
murder.
last show. This is a little preview of our Faces of Evil. We all pull out knives and stab each other at the same time.
No, what happens is I
Comment below on how much you want to see that.
Yeah, it's like that biscuit game, except with knives and blood.
Don't call
No,
it that.
that's
biscuit.
horrible.
And
That bullet game.
tune in next week
That
when we
bullet
play
game.
that biscuit game.
Oh, Jesus, nobody. And that's how we lost all of our subscribers. Let's move on and talk about Hexed, #1 for Boom Studios. There's a big deal about this title. They sent out a big press release saying it's totally free on MySpace. Check it out. That doesn't sound like a really big press release.
Remember MySpace? Apparently, this is what makes me
They
feel
did
like
it
a
on,
sucker.
they posted it on the Prodigy bullet board.
Yeah,
It was
cool.
huge.
Yeah, you guys have been
And I
going
got an
crazy.
email to my CompuServe address.
Wow,
that's
old school nerd alert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
anyway,
immediately put it on my GeoCities page.
okay, all right. Anyways, Hex #1
It's
from
about-
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom
That's
Studios.
rule of threes.
The
I'll tell you guys about comedy later.
the art is fantastic.
Stay tuned.
Some interesting story plot. It's a little different story that you don't hear. Lucifer is a hot lady. Not that new, but still.
Well, and it's, as far as we know, I think she's just a human with a call herself Lucifer.
Yeah, this is in the vein of, I mean, it says on the front, Hexed is like Hellblazer by way of J.J. Abrams' Alias. Cool. Thank you, comic book researchers.
Those are some buzzwords.
Sure
I've never
are.
heard of.
If anything, it's like Mercy Sparks that came out about 2 months ago, because it's the exact same thing of a kind of shady underworld magic-y person who uses kick-ass karate to get.
Yeah, but Mercy Sparks is more of a.
Just saying
She's a
buzzwords.
devil that gets turned into a human. It's not the
TV
same
on the
thing.
radio.
But what I liked about this was the
Amy Winehouse.
fact that it's someone who's a normal person who kind of steals things, but she has some kind of mystical understanding or powers.
Yeah, and I really like that. And there's some really inventive ways of
I
using
wish we
that.
found out more in this first issue. It doesn't really sell me on the character. It doesn't
Right.
really sell me on the series or how it's unique or anything like
Yeah.
that. There's some nice moments. I do think there's some really clunky writing going on here. There's a lot of repeated words. There was something on one page where she uses the word sometimes, I think, 3 times in 3
That's
sentences
how
or
the
something
youth
like that.
speaks, man.
I
That's
don't
how
know.
the
I
youth speaks,
don't
bro.
think I'm being nitpicky here, actually.
No,
I think
Guys, sometimes when you're doing a book like that, it's important to get the culture and the actual. No, but anyways,
From the time when you were writing Ben
Kid-
10 for several
kids
years.
these days always saying sometimes. Well, to be fair, that's his profession, not his hobby.
Oh, no one gets that.
That's a joke for us. And
No,
20 other people.
but if I could really talk about this comic for a moment here. What I was nervous that they were going to do a Pulp Fiction moment where you didn't see what was in the case. I'm glad they showed it because I would have been really upset about that.
True.
I also felt like what Alex was talking about is you really didn't get to get behind the main character.
Yeah.
You just kind of showed her in action. You didn't really feel one way about her yet, so that's why I felt like it was.
It kind of showed you the world she's in, but didn't invite you in. Didn't
I
let
do
you
think
see
there's
more.
enough nice moments in this issue that I'm interested to pick up the second issue and see where it goes.
I'm going to get a MySpace account.
Good luck with that. They're really hard to get.
How do you apply for a MySpace
You gotta
account?
get an invite. I don't think you're gonna get one.
Has
So
anyone heard of
imagine-
Gmail? I'd like to get an invite to Gmail.
Oh, yeah. I have my Gmail downstairs in my Gmail box. If you guys have a question, you can
I
write
like
us-
this. Pick it up.
Yeah, if you guys have a question, you can write us at thecomicbookclub@yahoo.com. You can post your comments below, upload your video responses, and
Visit us in New York City on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock at the People's Improv Theater.
That way.